There we go. There we go. Okay. Just that's okay. I've turned my microphone down, folks, because in previous streams I've heard that my microphone seems to be clipping and sounds just like it's ripping or clipping because it's too intense. So I've gone and turned that down a little bit. Hopefully that should sound better. But if during the course of this stream, folks, if you think the audio needs to be tweaked, please say so in chat. So, okay, so today we're going to be flying in November 404 Foxtrot Romeo. We're going to be doing Catalina to Acqua Dulce. So let's just go and book that. That's Cavax, I think. Yeah, to Acqua. Are they going to have that? Acqua Dulce. No, what is the... Let's just go to Plan G and see what that is. Hello, IP69. Good to see you, sir. How are you today? Let's just go over to the Los Angeles area. And one of the reasons I'm doing this stream today is we're going to be flying over central LA, and we're going to be testing to see the performance with my new processor. We're going to test out the autogen performance. So, okay. It's not Palmdale. There you go. L70. Acqua Dulce. L70. Acqua. I probably spelt it wrong. That's right. Okay. Cool. November 404 Foxtrot Romeo. Certainly, thank you. November 404 Foxtrot Romeo. IFR, yeah, we could do a VFR. It's not a massive deal. Gonna book and paste route dispatch done. So that's ready to hit fly now, and hopefully that means that the project fly overlay should come up soon. When I hit fly now, that should arrive in the top right-hand screen for you folks. Which is your new processor? I recently invested in the 8700K. I had some big computer issues last week. I was doing some maintenance on the PC. I was replacing the thermal paste, and in the process accidentally destroyed the motherboard. So I decided, well, I'm going to need a new motherboard, and I might as well upgrade the motherboard while I'm about it, because I'm going to upgrade the motherboard and the CPU in the next 2 years, roughly anyway. So I got a new motherboard, and I upgraded to the 8700K, upgraded to DDR4 RAM, and I just did a test flight today in the P3Dv4.4 Boeing 747 from Heathrow to Dubai, and I can definitely tell there is a definite performance increase with the upgraded processor. I'm able to field a lot more autogen than I was previously, it seems, with respectable frames per second. But the graphics card still is holding me back, and there are still I've really not. The graphics card was a bottleneck before I upgraded the processor. Now I've upgraded the processor. The graphics card is the quite noticeable bottleneck now for me for P3Dv4. So that's something I want to continue saving up for in the next 6 months to a year, hopefully. So if any of you are willing to donate to that, it's much appreciated. And thank you to those who already have. So, yep, so I decided I'd just like to do a nice stream today. Unfortunately, P3D is taking a while to load. But while that loads, let's just go look at VATSIM. So the entirety of the UK has just come online. The new FTX England South package has released for P3Dv4, and I'm going to be very interested to see what people think of in terms of the performance of you know, I want to know what the general performance is versus the older FTX regional packages. By the way, do you use the liquid metal thermal paste? I actually have changed over to an air cooler. Excuse me, Ip. I've changed over to an air cooler. For the last 3 years, I was running on a liquid cooler, and I didn't want to be relying upon the liquid cooler going forwards, particularly with my um, particularly with my with my new CPU. I didn't want to rely on a 3-year-old liquid cooler, because if it leaks or if it does anything going forwards, I just didn't want to deal with that. So I went with an air cooler. I did some research, and everyone seemed to be saying get this specific kind of air cooler. If you go to my About Us page on my YouTube channel, you can see I've got the details there of which exact. It's a beast. It's like the biggest air cooler you can get, and it's just about fits in my case. And I was watching the temps in the PMDG 747 coming out of Heathrow, and the all my core temps did not go above 69 degrees Celsius. So it seems to be a pretty solid air cooler. I'm quite happy with it. And I seem to remember my old 4790K. Yeah, 4790K at 4.5 gigahertz was running like 80 to 85 to almost 90 degrees Celsius. I just remembered looking at the temps before I decided to replace the thermal paste and then destroyed it. So I think this is running significantly cooler, despite the fact that the 8700K, I have been told, is quite a hot CPU because of the way they've designed the layering of the metal with their own version of liquid paste inside the actual CPU, which is a bit weird, but whatever. So, okay, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We are. Dawn is just dawning. So, okay, let's open that up. Okay, let's go see what we have in terms of. We really don't have. We don't have much, if any. We've got one inbound S22T, whatever that is, to Catalina. So that's fine. So I think we could fly. We could easily fly on VATSIM. So let's do that. They are very dangerous. Do you mean liquid coolers or air coolers, Ip? I would have. Everything I've been told and everything I've researched is that air coolers are much more reliable, as in, you know, you can use an air cooler for 5 years and it's not going to leak, or, you know, it's not going to spew liquid all over the place. And I think the air cooler is a better long-term investment if you can get a good quality air cooler. It's basically just as good as liquid cooling. At least all the stats I've seen off the okay, it's a Noctua air cooler I've got. It's the let's just see. I might as well pull this up because I'm sure more than one person is going to ask me this today. Let's just see if I go to my About Us page, I can pull up. No, I don't want to go there. Okay, here we go. About Us. Okay, so I upgraded to the Coffee Lake 8700K running at a base of 3.7 gigahertz, but actually if you go look, this is really cool. I quite like this, but it actually automatically overclocks itself if it feels it needs to. So the base speed is 3.7 gigahertz, but actually it runs anywhere between 3.9 to 4.3 gigahertz, if you know, and that's really fun. That's nice. I don't have to, you know, if it feels it can squeeze out some more performance, it actually overclocks itself and ramps up. So that's cool. And then I've got the Asus Z370P motherboard with 16 gig of ballistic DDR4 running at 2400 megahertz. and the air cooler is the Noctua NHD15, the big beast. Liquid thermal paste have very highly conductivity and hence cause short circuit if get in contact with the board. Liquid thermal paste have very high conductivity and hence cause short circuit if it get in contact with the board. Well, all of the videos that I've seen on using thermal paste use a very specifically never too much, like two grains of rice worth of liquid with thermal paste on the CPU head, and then when you put your cooling pad down, if you're using a liquid cooler or an air cooler, depending on which one, you put that down onto the CPU head, and the action of screwing that down actually spreads the thermal paste evenly over the CPU head. And I don't believe I really have enough there for it to then start dribbling out and onto the motherboard. So hopefully that won't happen. Okay. Stop. Okay, we're going to start with a cold and dark aircraft. Like so. Okay, so currently, if I just go and sync the time, oh, it's actually 8 hours ahead, and that's fine. Theresa May. Oh, please no. Please no. Please no. What CPU? 8700K. May I have a trade deal, please? Please. Let's please not discuss politics on my channel. Let's please just not do that. Okay, so performance here at Catalina, as I would have expected, is bang right up at almost 30 frames a second, nice and smooth. So let's hit fly now, and let's go to the Project Fly radar. Who is that? Now that is Cububs. I don't know who that is, but hello. Okay, that's kind of where I want to be. Let's also load up VATSIM. Okay. Where are you in the sim? I am in Catalina Island, in just off the coast of California. November 404 Foxtrot Romeo, and I am a C172. Like so. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, so basically I am just going to do VFR. Nothing special, nothing too amazing. It's just going to be a nice, relaxed walk in the park. I'm going to just check out the GTN as well, because there was an update today, or yesterday actually. There was an update to 2.9 or 2.09, so I'm going to test that out as well. So, did I miss? Oh, hello. This is Ip69 from a different account. Kudos, Peter. Thank you very much, Ip. That's very generous of you. Thank you for that donation. That will go towards the new graphics card. I'm not quite sure what ruples are. I believe it's ruples is in English pounds, but I thank you for that. I know that's not the first time you've donated a little something, so thank you. I appreciate that. Let's go and get. Since it's been a while since I've flown this, let's do a walk around first. We've got time, so let's go and let's just go open the door, and let's just double check what the temperature is here first. Temperature is 8 Celsius. The Californians probably think that's freezing. Ha. So wind is 280 at 11 knots, broken at 500 feet, broken at 1200 as well. Dew points 8 Celsius as well. Precipitation unreported, QNH 1017 or altimeter 3002. So there's that. Let's just go double check VATSIM, or yeah, just to see what's going on. That's fine. I'm not going to go anywhere near Ontario, but I'm going to go north to Clacks and then across up to not Edwards Air Force Base, but up in that direction. Okay. Right, so I've got that open. I'm going to turn on the battery and then turn on the pitot heat. And I'm going to do this because every time you do the walk around, you should do that before you do the walk around so that you can test that the pitot heat actually works. And I never do this, so I decided it's a good time to start. 7 Celsius apparently it says on the ground, so you don't really need to. Oh, I should really take off the pitot cover before, because I'm going to then just burn a great big hole in the pitot cover. Yeah, that would be fun. This airplane is certified for the following flight operations as of date of original airworthiness certificate: day, night, VFR, and IFR. Nice. Oh, I do love the C172. There's just something so beautiful about the way it looks. Can I join you there? You can, of course. There's no problem whatsoever. If you want to go to Kilo Alpha Victor X-Ray Airport and log on to VATSIM, there's no reason why you can't. I am in Discord. If you want to join me in Discord, I'll go to my P3Dv4 channel, and I can sit in there. And if you want to come and chat, feel free. I would much appreciate some company. So I'm going to turn the pitot heat off now, and I'm going to go for the walk around. So that's Shift 8, and then go out of the cabin. Let's just test that pitot tube. Yes, that is now correct. Oh, no, went the wrong way. Okay, let's go. Just check that we've locked that. Let's go down. Tie downs are off. Let's just check those linkages. Those linkages look okay. Just wiggle the trim tab. That seems to be okay. Wiggle the flaps. There's no wiggle in the flaps. Wow, okay. Just check those linkages there as well. That's fine. Just check the connections of the aileron. Remove the tie down. Check for damage on the leading edge. Remove the wheel chock. That is removed. Sump the fuel tank. I've never actually seen in the sim an image of water in the fuel. I need to ask on the forums if anyone has actually had that happen to them. I need to probably be careful about fuel. The oil looks good. It's almost 8 quarts. I'm not going to replace that yet. That's fine. Check that the damage. Make sure that there's nothing stuck, like an engineer's rag. I have actually seen an engineer's rag stuck in there before, so just check the pitot-static. Okay, fuel again on the right side. I think we should have enough fuel to get over to Agua Dulce. No problem. So I'm not terribly worried about that. Just check those are clear. They are, and then come around, check the connections of the left aileron. Yeah, they look okay. I don't look at them too, and the flaps on that side are rock solid as well. That's a bit strange. They usually have some give. Okay, so that is our pre-flight. Let's just close the door. But because it's such a nice warm day, I mean, up in Inverness, it's frigid. Let's just see. Okay, so upon entering cabin, aircraft weight and balance checked. Let's go actually look at the weight and balance. Shift 4. Let's go over with Heidi. Let's go on a date with Heidi, and she can bring some baggage from Catalina. So that's the weight and balance has been checked. It doesn't tell you the CG here in this panel, which would be helpful, actually. Does it ever tell you the CG, actually? That's something to check. Anyway, control wheel lock has been removed. Ignition and avionics are off, that is correct. Master switch on. Check fuel quantity. Fuel quantity is set. We've got half payload today, that should be fine. Static pressure outsource valve is off. That is off. Pull to be on, push to be off. Annunciator panel, let's test that. All lights flash, and then the ones that are in use remain later, like so. Fuel selector is on. There you go. Middle mouse button on both. At this point, I'm just going to start. Oh, actually, no, I've already started it. Okay. Oh, it was left over from previous. Oh, a little bit of freeze there. Hello? My track IR just stopped working. Maybe it needs to. Yeah, okay, I think it's chase plane that needs to just restart, because chase plane sometimes does this. If I just restart chase plane, it should work. Okay, let me just look at chat. Everyone in chat. Hello, Saricus. Good to see you, sir. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's back. Okay, that's on both. Where were we? Let's just double check that fuel shutoff. Fuel cutoff should be in, but that was a next one. Yeah, push full in. Yeah, flaps extend. Make sure that they do extend. Yeah, fully. Okay, let's just bring them back in. And once they're back in, I will go electricity off, or ignition off. And then, hello, Angel. Good to see you. Good to see you, Angel. I've not seen you on the stream in a while, Angel. If you've been before... No, actually, I can't remember an Angel on my stream before. You new around here? Ignition off. Like so. Elevator trim set for takeoff. It is set for takeoff. Okay, so that's the upon entering the cabin checklist. Let's get the engine start checklist up. But before we do that, we need to... Okay, we've got lax ground and Ontario approach, and so nothing's changed there. We just need to put the flight plan in. VFR from KAVX to L70. Departure time is Zulu is going to be 567. That's 17:30. I'm going to say. En route time 1 hour 45. I'd say that's pretty liberal. Let's go 1 hour 30. Cruise out. I'm going to give 4,000 feet. Cruise speed is that. VFR. I'm literally going to say that and nothing more, because there's no ATC that wants to really know anyway. And file the flight plan. So that should be good to go. Let's see. I'm new. Oh, okay, cool. Are you new subscriber then, or? It's just Windows defrost control. Okay. So, yeah, you a new subscriber, Angel? Throttle, cracked. Let's crack that. Cracking the throttle generally means about 20%, as far as I can remember. So, mixture. Let's put that mixture on idle. Actually, yeah, mixture idle. Master switch on. And then beacon on. Skip to step 9 if it's a warm engine. It is not, so auxiliary fuel pump switch on. One, two, three, four. Like so. Mixture rich until stable fuel flow. Yeah, that's fine. Auxiliary fuel pump off. Propeller area clear. Ignition start. So we should be good to go. Let's just turn off the the flood actually in the cockpit, because we don't need that at the moment. There we go. There's my beauty. Okay, idle around 900 RPM. T's and P's, make sure that the T's and P's are okay. Oil pressure's coming up into the green, that's fine. The vac is good as well. Fuel flow is good. And the engine temperature is just going to slowly rise. I'm going to lean for ground operations, so I'm going to lean out to about 72 to 75% on the mixture. And just remain idling around 900 RPM. So we've checked the oil. Nav lights on as required. So let's put the nav lights and the landing lights, are actually taxi light, on like so. And flaps retracted. Yep, avionics. Okay, let's go on with the avionics. Like so. And let's fire up the GTN 750, see what happens. And next is the before takeoff checklist. Let's just check. Yeah, just subscribe now. Okay, good to have you on the stream, and good to have you as a subscriber, Angel. Let's just go through and select that there, and also this should be coming on. I don't know why the 650 isn't showing. That's a bit strange. There should be electricity running to the 650. Oh, there it is. Okay, it was just a bit slow. My glove compartment doesn't open. What? Okay, set. Altitude is going to be 4,000 feet, but we're not really going to use that, the autopilot today, because it's going to be almost fully VFR. Oh, I see something on TCAS. Oh, is that UIP? Is that UIP? Oh, I bet that is. It's C. It says AI Cessna 182. Are you in the 182 IP? Oh, it's good to have you. You should. Are you able to get on Discord? That's cool that I could actually. The first time I saw you was on the TCAS. That's pretty sweet. Everyone in the stream say hello to IP69, who is looks like that's him with me in the sim. Okay, just seeing if I can warm up the engine really at this point. The engine temperature, it's not oil temperature. Oh, actually that is the oil temperature. Oh, that's the engine pressure and the engine temperature. The oil pressure and the oil temperature. Right, I thought that was cylinder head temperatures for a minute. I thought I wasn't in the C172. Okay, that's you. Good. Good to see you. Feel free to jump into the voice channel on Discord. Okay, I am pretty much good to go. Let's just turn this one on here. For the 650, I'm actually going to use the 650 as TCAS. So I'm going to go to the traffic. This is a little bit laggy. Oh, I know why it's a bit laggy. Because I set it to work on a certain core. Yeah, I set it to work on core 2, I think, and the 750's on core 2. So I should probably put the 650 to use CPU core 3. I think that's the way it works. If I go to performance and CPU, am I able to see the individual cores? Not at the moment. I don't know. But the process is, yeah, that looks fairly normal. You see the graphics card is working quite high. Basically, all the time the graphics card will be bottlenecked up at 95 to 100%, while the CPU is, CPU is totally fine. So, but there's still a fair amount of stuff in P3D version 4 run off the CPU, like autogen. So that's not an issue. Okay, oil is still coming up. I can't even see the needle moving there. Well, it'll start moving as soon as we...
TAS, system test okay.
That's still quite loud, but okay. Okay, IP, if you're going to go ahead. IP, do you know where we're going? If not, we're going to Lima 70 Airport. So, looking at the wind, we're 11 knots, which means that we should take off to the west. So the way you're going, IP, is the correct way. If you go to the active, take a right. Yeah, if you go to the active there where you're going, take a right-hand turn onto the active, taxi down, backtrack, and take off facing west. I'm going to come with you now. So before takeoff checklist, seatbelts and doors checked. Check they're secure. They are secure. Flight controls, free and correct. Let's just turn on my yoke so I can see. Yeah. Oh. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, that's good. Fuel quantity, yep. Did double check that. Got enough fuel. Mixture, let's go rich. Fuel selector, recheck is on both. Throttle, okay, I'm going to do a mag check on the threshold, not on the threshold, but I'm going to do my mag check where IP is, just over here. So once IP is probably doing his run-up check or mag check or something. So we'll wait until he moves and then we'll come up behind him. So we're waiting on you, IP, to get done, and then we're going to make a move. So before we do that, let's just double check we are on 122.8, which we are. This is Unicom. Which arrival? Runway arrival at Lax. Okay. Hello, Ian. Ian, I'm on a train, so we'll catch up later. Okay, Ian. Good to see you on stream. Thanks for popping in. I will definitely have to catch up with you, Ian, because my week has been a bit weird, and we definitely need to do some shared cockpit soon, Ian. So you go first. I'll follow you. Okay. All right. I'm going to off with the brakes. Oh, I do love the C172. A little bit of a. Let's go put on my headphones so that my people look correct. Wow, that's actually... Wow, that's actually almost completely taken away the noise of the engine. I'm actually going to... I'm going to keep the headphones off just so you guys can actually hear the engine noise. Let's just make sure that I'm okay there. Yeah. You've got a VH reg. I think that's Australian reg. VH. I think it's VH. Yeah. Let's just close up my window here. Okay, I'm going to do a mag check here, IP. So I'm just going to sit here for a second. Okay, 1800 RPM. 15, 16, 17, 1800 RPM. Okay. Left mag dropped with acceptable limits. And the right mag dropped with acceptable limits as well. Just check everything works. Check my fuel flow is good. The vac is good. The vacuum, the ammeter looks good. Oil temps and pressures look good, so we have a green light. Just bring that back down to something more normal. I'm going to lean for ground operations now, lean back to 75%, and just going to nose my way forward onto the active, turn on the strobe and the landing lights, and just take a check both ways. Particularly the active, as people might be coming in, which they are not, but that's fine. Let's just take a turn here. Oh, we don't need to backtrack. What was I thinking? It's got its own taxiway. That's fine. Okay, let's just look behind. Okay, IP, I'm just going to taxi down, and I'll meet you down there. And actually, because of this cloud cover, I might be flying quite low today. If we're going to maintain VFR, I might have to go IFR, but we'll see. This is definitely not the first time on stream that I've had to deal with low cloud here at Catalina. So, Nathan, this is see if I look at chat. Okay, this is what Teresa does on the weekends. Then could never work it out. Oh, please, guys. Okay, I see a bit of mist on the windows, so I think it's this one over here. No, well, I just need some actual ventilation. So let's go. Cockpit ventilation. That's the one, and not run off the end of the. Apologies. Not run off the end of the runway or end of the taxiway. Okay, it's pretty clear. Let's give myself 10 degrees flaps for takeoff. Strobe is on. Mixture is rich. And slowly advance throttle for takeoff. Wind is from the right. You can see the windsock. Whoa! It's a little bit more windy than I thought it would be. And that trim tab is never accurate. Well, I suppose I know I've got weight, so okay, flaps going up. Okay, Ip, I'm going to turn about 020 after departure. I love the DC3, the AI DC3 sitting there on the scenery. That's really nice. Can't really climb too high up into the clouds here. Okay, that's due north. Okay, Ip is off the ground. Because see, the runway is so high that when you take off, you really don't need to climb. Which is kind of weird, but because our cloud cover's so low, we don't really need to. We're literally the same altitude as we were when we just took off, so 2,000 feet. I think I'm going to sit at 2,000 feet. And I think now actually I'm going to put in my headphones so I can hear myself think. Okay, I'm going to turn about 020 for the time being. And fly across and hit the coast and then see what's what. Oh, we've got a little bit of a freeze.
TARS not available.
Okay, got a freeze there. Oh, I can hear my air cooler is just ramped up. It's 65% utilization, 80% utilization of the CPU. Okay, so it seems like maybe it's loading in a lot of autogen at the moment. Maybe that's what it's doing. There is a ton of autogen in the Los Angeles area, so I wouldn't. That's probably what's going on. Yeah, 90. It does spike up when it's loading, but oh, it's cold outside and it's raining. Oh, it's just it's been a horrible day. It really has. Just a horrible day. Okay, let's actually just connect on connect this bad boy and see what's going on. Okay, we actually need to head.
TAWs available.
Oh, for goodness sake, be quiet. Delete them all. Let's just do a direct 2 like that so I can see a direct bearing. See it behind me. And at this point, I can now take off my landing and taxi lights. I can see it behind me. Looks like IP as though going off to one side. Oh, well, that looks weird. Nicely trimmed though. Nicely trimmed for a stable flight. Let's try not to go above 2,000 feet because that's the cloud base here. So there's no real ATC online at the moment. Yeah, actually, we just need to head in this direction. I'm going to head to that land I see ahead of me, and then up the coast, across LAX, and then up the valley, take a right, hook a right, and then we'll be in Aquadolce. So, just gonna... Yeah. So, because of the lag on VATSIM, IP is probably quite close to me. You can see on my stream here, IP, that you're not as close as you might think. Okay, I'm going to pause track IR just so I can look at chat and things without my view going crazy. And I'm still completely manual. I'm not on autopilot yet. And my EGT is really high. It's off the chart there. There's nothing I can really do about that. There you go, just leaned out a little bit. So I'm at about 60-65% on the mixture. Yep. Okay. Here we go. All right. It's definitely good to be back. It's been a crazy week just trying to sort out this computer, but now it's running nicely. Now it's running nicely. So yeah, see, there was another spike there. And disk is doing random things, but you see the GPU is way up there. It's like 100% usage on the GPU. But yeah, now that it's probably all the autogen that I had to load in is probably, and I've actually I've increased the amount of autogen that I've got in the sim now, and I've also increased the range that autogen loads in, because with a much more powerful CPU, I know I've been told that autogen is still almost exclusively handled by the CPU. So with a more powerful one, I can afford to do more with the autogen without losing too many more frames. At least that's the theory. But to be fair, I'm not seeing like a really huge performance improvement with P3Dv4, just because I always knew I think it was the graphics card that needed updating at that point, rather than anything else. But it was good to make this CPU upgrade and RAM upgrade. It just means that when I do get the GTX 1080 Ti, I'll have a CPU and RAM to complement it. Another little stutter there, that's probably just more autogen loading. So that is the cloud base is quite low to that terrain there. Yeah, you can see the amount of autogen that's loading in. My goodness. This is going to be a real testament to see how efficient this new CPU is at dealing with high amounts of autogen. It's like London. It's, you know, pretty intense. Hello, Flight Simmer 101. Good to see you on the channel. I seem to remember you. Yeah, I've seen you before on my channel. So yeah, welcome back. Yeah, it's been a while, but I don't stream terribly often, so. I was thinking of actually doing. I'm almost doing weekly streaming at this point between P3D and IL-2 Sturmovik Great Battles series. I'm streaming more regularly now, so I've been enjoying that, except for this week with this computer issue. But I have actually noticed a noticeable increase in the FPS in IL-2 Sturmovik. I tested it out last night, and it is smooth. And I've actually, and the performance increase means that I can sync the screen aspect ratio, or sync the screen refresh rate, so that I don't get any frame tearing. Because frame tearing was a big issue for me in before I upgraded the CPU. Now I've got more performance. I can run nice and smoothly, and I actually can notice there's like a marked increase in aircraft handling when you have like locked 60 frames per second. The inputs that you're making into your hardware are much more accurately and realistically portrayed on screen, and I feel like I can be more accurate and more precise with my inputs now that I have the FPS to back up my actions, and I'm looking forward to having that in P3D now as well once we get fully upgraded. So this is really smooth though. Nice smooth cruise. I'm above you. Okay, yeah, I can see you off to my left-hand side behind, but of course I know that's VATSIM. Just with the lag, VATSIM doesn't actually show you exactly where you are, which is really annoying. I really look forward to VATSIM updating itself. And they mentioned back in September of last year that they were weeks away from an amazing audio codec update, which we've never heard a thing about since, which is just typical. But yeah, okay, we're getting some freezes because, oh yeah.
TAWS not available.
Yeah, getting some freezes just because there's probably a ton of stuff loading in now. But the scenery is looking nice with the increase in autogen. The scenery really kind of comes into its own, and this low-lying cloud is horrible. I can't imagine trying to go VFR all the way across Los Angeles with this. 5 o'clock, yeah. Oh, yeah, I see you roughly on my 5 o'clock, yeah. Okay. Watch the instruments. Watch the instruments. At least it's pretty smooth.
TAWS available. TAWS not available.
I have no clue what that is about. I'm going to have to look into that and turn the audio volume down. Okay, ooh, we've got a 747. Yeah, we're just going to do...
TAWS available.
I love how we're at 1,600 feet and the cloud is so so low that we're we're almost IFR at 1,600 feet or IMC, Instrument Meteorological Conditions, IMC. So we're holding fairly respectable FPS, to be fair, for this level of autogen. That Nuys IP is the GTN 750 making audio announcements. See, lax traffic, takeoff, runway 25 left. Okay, right. So let's watch out for that. There's a takeoff going to happen right in front of us. So let's watch that. That'll be fun. And we're going to go. Oh, there's a nice break in the clouds now. Oh, yeah. Now there is a nice break in the clouds. We can have good visuals as we cross LAX. There he is, UPS 767. What else do we have? We've got the Cargo Lux 747 that just landed. He's vacated the runway, and we have an American Airlines 737, a Delta 320 beyond, and Air France 777-300. Yeah. And that Air France 777-300 is probably, it could easily be the one that's going to Tahiti, because there's an Air France 777-300 Tahiti flight that goes from LAX. So that could either be going from here to Charles de Gaulle, or it could be going to Tahiti, one or the other. Okay, 767 is rolling. This is quite nice. There's an Airbus A321. That's a default Airbus A321. 1,500 feet seems like a good place to be. I don't want to be too much higher because of the cloud. But you see the amount of autogen just when I look to the right there, stretching out into the mist. And there's rotation. And there's a smaller aircraft down there. Rotation on the 767. And there he goes. Up he goes. And because I'm going across the two runways, there's nothing that's going to hit me because, yeah, that's fun. That's really cool to see. I'm sure if there was, I didn't hear you make any noise on Freak IP, but I guess if you just stick with me, we'll be okay. Yeah, if you're still behind me somewhere. Yeah, I see you. There's another small aircraft down there. I love the Cargo Lux. I love it when ATC actually... Oh no, I have a feeling that's a helicopter. Yeah, that's a helicopter. By the way, that's the attitude of that aircraft. It's a helicopter that just can't be model matched correctly. I would love to actually see helicopters properly portrayed in the sim. Oh well, check that autogen, people. Look at that autogen. And I've got 20 FPS. Now that we're clearing the LAX region and going north, I've got acceptable FPS, and that's only come through a and that's Marina Del Rey right there. That's where my dad used to work, and that's only come through the CPU upgrade. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, I wish that was a correctly model matched helicopter. Well, now the cloud base has kind of risen a little bit. I think I might climb up as well. That was a really nice zone transit of LAX. My brother does it in real life, or he used to actually quite regularly do zone transits of LAX in small aircraft. So that would have been fun to do in real life. But so what we're going to do, we're going to head out the valley. There should be a gap. Yeah, there should be a gap up here, and you just follow these highways through the valley, and then take a right-hand turn up to Aqua Dulce. So I'm gonna just follow these. Gonna follow the roads. Oh, that helicopter must be landing on a building somewhere. Yeah, that's cool. I do love the West Coast. It is really beautiful. All the way up to Santa Barbara as well. If only we had more ATC. Oh, there's the Hollywood sign. Let's go fly past the Hollywood sign and get a thumbnail for the video. Oh, that's so cool. I've actually never seen the Hollywood sign in the sim before. Never really noticed it. That's cool. Okay, it's not that highway. That's a river. I think it's through that area there, because I know Whitman. No, that's not. No, we're not up to the Van Nuys. Van Nuys is over there on my left, over that ridge. And so Whitman Airfield actually is just that one there. I flew from Whitman Airfield in real life. So once we hit Whitman, I'll know where I am. But let's just get closer to this Hollywood sign, and yeah, another freeze. That's going to be more autogen loading. IPC. Exclamation PC. What does that mean? Oh, do you want to know what the PC upgrade is, Basti? I upgraded the CPU from a 4790K to an 8700K. Upgraded DDR3 to DDR4 RAM. Upgraded the motherboard, and I've switched from a liquid cooler to an air cooler, a Noctua. Is it Noctua? Yeah, Noctua. That autogen though, I'm really happy. I'm really happy with this performance level. It means, like, this is one of the more demanding. I mean, obviously, you can see this is a very demanding area in terms of autogen. And you can see on a previous stream, when I streamed the November 404 Foxtrot Romeo Cessna in this area, I had consistently bad frames. But now I've got much smoother frames here, so I'm happy about that. So Every time I change the view, the frames dip, and that's normal. But there's the Hollywood sign. Okay, I'm actually, if you're still listening to me, I'm going to do just a low pass around the Hollywood sign and see if I can get a screenshot. So I'm just going to do this. And get ready with my screenshot button. Oh, don't freeze on me now. Come on.
Obstacle ahead.
Shh.
Obstacle ahead. Obstacle ahead. Obstacle ahead.
Screenshot. Bam. That's
Obstacle
my screenshot.
ahead.
Yes,
Obstacle
thank you.
ahead.
Thank you. I can see it. That's a massive, great tower, which I'm not going to hit.
Obstacle ahead. Obstacle
Okay,
ahead.
there's Whitman. And
Obstacle ahead.
Van Nuys I can just about see over there in the city. So, yeah, that's the freeway that goes through the mountains there. Just see it there. And there's Whitman. Okay, now I'm going to bring back my... just pop open Photoshop and just plant this screenshot. Just so I don't lose it. Oh, nice. That's going to be good. And for some reason, my CS6 registration like unregistered itself whenever I changed the motherboard and everything. Maybe that's something that happened. Maybe that's normal. I don't know. Anyway, let's just check how IP's doing. IP's still hanging in there. Very good. And because I'm flying around with all the different views. There you go. Right, so once I change a view, P3D like dips in frame rate because it's just like reprocessing stuff, and then as soon as it catches up, it kind of smooths out again. So that helicopter's still over there on the right hand side. That's pretty cool. And we're coming up to Whitman Airfield. Actually, that's not Whitman. Oh, the next one's Whitman. Okay. So many airfields here. That is something else. If I look up ahead, yeah, that is Whitman Airfield. And from there, you just go straight through that gap in the valley and then take a right-hand turn. And then you're on your way to Aquadolce. So, and then over to the left-hand side is Van Nuys Airport. And Van Nuys Airport is where my brother currently flies from. He is a bizjet pilot. He flies a Cessna Citation 2, I think it is. Yeah, for a company. And that's his full-time job, I guess. So that's got to be a lot of fun. I was going to get that and fly around and do some legs to see what it was like to fly what my brother flies, but of course I've got no money at this point, so I would rather, at this point, I would rather upgrade my hardware and my computer components, because I feel like I've got a good sim platform. I've got all the add-ons I need and I like, and I don't feel like I need any more in the way of high fidelity add-ons, because the more add-ons I get at this point, I'm just slowing things down. So okay, we're gonna fly over the top of Whitman and then through that gap. Oh, that was probably a model matching discrepancy. Yeah, failed to create DAL 4717 using model. You just model view pilot. Oh, crap. Yeah, it's just so normal, so typical of VATSIM to not be able to actually realistically or reliably do anything. So I remember those parts of the city where it's like under construction. That's weird. Yeah, I remember this here. I remember that. We took off in a little what was it? A Citabria, which is kind of like a Piper Cub, but smaller. I think a Citabria. We took off in a Citabria from Whitman. We went and flew around Aqua Dulce. We just did a sightseeing tour, and then we went over to Santa Paula for lunch, and then came back to Whitman and landed. And I was here for my brother's wedding, like almost 10 years, no, like 8 years ago maybe, I don't know. So, and I got to have a little sightseeing tour. That was nice. Hello, Pilot David from Italy. Good to see you. Good to see you on the stream. Yeah, what is exclamation mark PC, Teresa? There's IP. So we were in like a hangar just down there. I remember. It's so nice to see so much autogen smoothly. Like, it brings to life the scenery so much more than it did for me previously. It makes the scenery look so much more higher quality, which it should. It should always look like this. But when you get PCs that can't run things properly, you have to compromise, and it just doesn't look as good. So I'm glad that things are. And the thing is like the autogen now. My settings, the autogen is so far away, like sufficiently far away enough for me to not feel like I can see the edge of it, you know? Like the whole city is just laid out in front of me. It's beautiful. And unfortunately there's no scenery developer who has done a scenery development for Van Nuys Airport, which is really sad because I would like to get that as my brother flies from there. Okay, so we're coming through the mountains. There's the freeway that comes through the mountains, and in a minute we're going to take a right-hand turn and then fly up. We're still very low here, of course, and that's because of the cloud cover, but that's fine. It's been a nice little VFR jaunt up the coast. You see, from Catalina up across LAX, up through the valley, past Burbank, take a right-hand turn at Santa Clarita, and then up to Aqua Dulce. So, how are we doing in chat as well? I might do some IL-2 Sturmovik flying this evening and live stream that as well, just to feel back again. Because I've been, well, maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. We'll see. See what the boys on Discord are up to. Okay, let's climb a bit because I feel a little bit too close to that for comfort. Wire ahead. What? It tells me
Wire
what?
ahead. Wire ahead.
Where? Oh, it's talking about those wires down on the ground.
Wire ahead. Wire ahead.
I'm literally not that low, man. You can.
Wire ahead. Wire ahead.
That's really cool. That has to be an upgrade. When I upgraded the GTN to 2.09, that must be an add-on that's been recently put into it, because I've never heard that before in my life. So look at those little roads. That's really cool. Oh, look how beautiful the scenery is. Look at that huge freeway as it comes through. Look at those overpasses. Okay, I'm going to take a right-hand turn. Start flying up the valley. Look at the trees. Look at the trees, and it just looks beautiful. That is a lot of wires. Yes, that is true. Okay, that is low-lying cloud. My goodness. And IP is off to my right-hand side. Let's just, yeah. Okay, so right-hand turn up the CA14 to Aqua Dulce. So we just follow this freeway up to the right here, and then take a turning off to the left, and we're basically there, up in the mountains. So we're 3,000 feet right here. See, but it looks like we're only like 800, 900 foot up off the ground, because It's it's high. Look at those. Look at that big cloud bank there as well. And this, I've got the cloud settings to dense as well. So it's really showing how beautifully amazing this AT700K is at giving me this performance, despite the fact that I'm on the GTX 970. I mean, as soon as I get up to the 1080 Ti, I'll have a completely smooth sim, I imagine. Okay, so as I turn to the right here, you can see the highway on the map, and then there's L70, so you can actually see exactly where I need to be on the map. So that's great. That's really good. I could just follow that perfectly with the GTN 750. Ip, I don't know if you heard me, but I turned right, buddy. Looks like you're flying straight. He'll find us again. You can see him on the TCAS down there. If I just zoom out to six nautical mile range there, we'll be able to keep him in sight. So this is fun. I'm going to be landing where my brother lives. So my brother works at Van Nuys, but I think he lives near Aqua Dulce, so that's his local airfield. Is that the airfield right there I see? No, it's not. Okay. Won't be able to spot it perfectly in with the clouds, but we'll do our best. There's the freeway. Oh, these trees though, guys. These trees, just... This scenery looks so stunning when the autogen is high. Just look at that. Beautiful. Who needs the FTX England stuff? It's the more recent stuff. The more recent FTX True Earth packages that are coming out don't have seasonal textures, so I'm not really eager to go out and spend so much money on them when they don't have even full. I mean, they may look very nice in the summer, but like, we have regular seasons here, folks. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to be a purchaser of that stuff. I think this is totally fine for my needs right now. Yep, there's Aqua Dulce. There's the red hangars. Okay, we've got a visual, so we can head direct, and then it looks, based on the wind, that we're going to have to do a right downwind. So I really need the bathroom as well. So once we land, I'm going to have to finish the stream. Okay, looks like Ip has turned back towards us based off TCAS. Yep, he's behind us there. Excellent. And our fuel is getting low, but I mean, that's no problem at all. We used less than half of what we had, and our tanks were only half full in the first place, so it's really no problem at all. I'm just so impressed by the performance of this CPU to be able to give me this level of autogen this smooth. It's really such a great step up. It's not a huge step up, but it is a noticeable step up in performance. Like, I'm panning around here and my frames are high 20s, and I've got the frames locked at 30 FPS, so it really shows that it's doing what it should. Okay, up at 4,000 feet. Yeah, we should be okay. So actually, what's the QFE of... oh crap. Let's just minimize all this stuff. Let's bring up the charts. See if we can get It's okay. Let's just
TAWS not available.
yeah, okay. Finish your freeze. Thank you. Stop freezing. I think this is just scenery loading. Pretty sure that is just scenery loading. Those spikes. Look at them. Look at the definition of the mountains, though. We've now come into the scenery package of the Aqua Dulce scenery, so that's why the level of detail is just much higher. See, do we have L70? No, we don't even have that, so let's not bother with that. Never mind. Let's just judge it by eye. Just get... that's a nice view anyway, I don't mind. Okay, so let's go into a right downwind. Area looks free and clear of traffic. We did land here in the Harvard, or the T6 last time on stream, I believe. I think that was the last time we were here. Okay, let's just start throttling back. We don't need too much. Okay, I'm going to call that the beginning of my right downwind. I'll just pull the throttle back now. You can see the nose is starting to dip because I'm pulling off the power. I'm just going to pull the nose up and bleed that speed, and bleed a little bit of altitude because we're a little tad high. No, we're close to where we should be though. Let's just trim. Let's go mixture full
TAWS available.
Shh. Okay, since we've been in cruise all this time, let's go to descent and landing. Airspeed 65 to 75, wings, flaps as desired. Airspeed when flaps down, touchdown main wheels first. Power as desired, mixture adjust for smooth operation. Fuel valve is on both. Wing flaps as desired. Okay, we're good. Okay, there is the end of the threshold. So we're just trimming. So we need to wait until the threshold is about 45 degrees off our right tail, so about 5 o'clock. Okay, we're in the region of airspeed where we can bring down our flaps, but let's not do that quite yet. Let's just wait for a little bit longer. I'm going to call that there before I hit the mountain. Okay, flaps 1. I'm going to begin my turn and just monitor my airspeed, my descent rate. I'm going to bring my throttle back even further because we need to... Okay, I really need to increase this. There we go. Flaps 20. Trim. There you go, there's the trim. Okay, that's 70 knots.
500.
That's where we want to be. So we can actually hear the engine. Trim. Okay, there's my final. Oh yeah, you could see I was a bit high, but I had terrain to deal with, so I wasn't going to get too low with that terrain being the way it was. Okay, this is going to be a long landing. 8-knot headwind though. That touchdown happened before I thought it would. I didn't visually gauge that terribly well. It touched down before. Flaps up. Okay, IP, I'm going to go flaps up and I'm going to just vacate as quickly as I can. I'm going to vacate. There's a section there on my right hand side. I don't know that you have this scenery IP, but okay, just a bit of differential braking there and off the active. Okay, you can land IP, off with the strobe, taxi light, we just pop pop that on. It's fine. Just taxi. Taxi up left. Oh my goodness! I can see him right there. Is he coming down on the? Is he coming down on the taxiway? Oh, he's gonna do a. Oh, hello. Oh, nice. Are you just doing a flyby and then you'll come around again? Oh no, you are stopping. Oh, that's weird. Okay, we've definitely got. That's probably because you're rocking with default scenery. Yeah, it's maybe because you're rocking with default scenery and I'm got custom scenery. Do you see me on the ground correctly, Ip, or do you see me up in the air as well? That'd be interesting to know. Let me know in the chat. So this is a beautiful airport. I remember being here. Oh, there's a contrails. Nice to get some contrails. Makes you feel like you're. I'm just gonna pull in. Yeah, I'm gonna pull in just here. Okay, that's me. And turn avionics off. All right, and there we go. Yeah. And there we go, ladies and gents. We made it to Acqua Dulce. This is a beautiful, beautiful scenery. I highly recommend it, guys, if you want to pick it up. If you want to do any GA flying on the West Coast, this is a great place to do it. So if you get this plus Santa Barbara, you've got two fantastic little GA sceneries to be using for the West Coast. This Catalina, of course, is a great one as well, as you've seen. San Diego, you know, I think Orbex has really done an amazing job giving us a lot of variation in scenery packages and scenery options for the West Coast. And then, of course, we can go all the way up to Vancouver as well. So yeah, that's okay. Hey, Flight Simmer 76. Sim looks awesome. Thank you. I'm really, really, really pleased with now that my capabilities with my autogen, with everything seems to be working really well. I'm really, really thankful as well that I was able to reinstall. I was able to put a new motherboard in, rip the old motherboard out, put the new motherboard in, DDR4 RAM, new CPU, brand new CPU. New cooling system, and all I did was I just replugged everything back into the motherboard and I fired up the computer. It took me a few goes to make sure that I plugged things in the right place, but when I fired up the computer, I didn't have to reinstall a thing. It just worked exactly like it did before I turned it off. So I didn't have to reconfigure anything to do with P3D or whatever. And I look forward to that whenever I get the GTX 1080 Ti as well. I won't have to reinstall anything. I've got my P3D sim all completely configured the way I want it, with all the autogen and all the scenery. So anyway, zero ground speed. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is VATSIM for you. Anyway, I'm just going to hit. Landing rate is a -96. That's actually not terribly good for a Cessna. You could do better in a Cessna 172. So, anyway, thank you very much, guys, for joining. Thank you, Flight Simmer, for joining at the very end. I'm going to finish the stream now, and yeah, for those of you, I could easily be streaming a little bit later in the evening as well, doing some IL-2 combat flying. So, hope to upgrade my computer soon. Very nice, very nice. yeah, so I'm going to go now. I'm going to go use the bathroom, and I might see you guys later. So thank you very much for joining, and I will see you again.